Hello, I'm back. I looked at a couple directions in the book specifically for the motherboard, so I'm gonna put in my CPU now, I guess, because I'm working on it, reading stuff, putting shit together, or at least trying to. So I'm starting. First thing is my CPU. So directions told me first thing I gotta do is which I guess I should move this closer so that you can see the actual computer stuff. Okay, so first thing I gotta do is gotta push this down, this clip over here, and slide it out. Maybe I can lift this up. And take my CPU. I'm gonna put it right in. With the, there's a triangle side. Give me a second. I'll show it to you. So most of the sides are circles, but there's this tiny triangle right there in that corner. So like this corner is a circle, that corner is a triangle. You gotta put that right at the bottom right of the thing. Yeah, gotta put that right in this bottom left corner. So let's toss this in there. Perfect. Let's close that up. Let's do that. Put that back in. Nice. Next step. Well, first let's take that off. Cool. My CPU is in. Next step is putting in my CPU fan and heatsink. So I'm gonna take this guy and put him on top. The picture actually shows this little liquid thing, but none of this came with any liquid thing, so I don't think I'm supposed to have that. But the bottom of this have like those little gray pad things, which I think are supposed to be what is supposed to go there instead. So I'm gonna place this in. Okay, they're right over the holes. And I think I just push all of these in. They made it really easy for a computer. I should stop doing that before I break it because applying too much pressure. Huh. Can you, right here, these four thingy things. I guess we'll move that up a little. There we go. These four things float around. Okay, so that's in. Let's take this cord out real quick. Pretty sure that's not supposed to be on the fan. Now, there are 4 prongs on this, or 4 little slotty things. So I think I'm supposed to put those somewhere specific. CPU fan. One of these is actually labeled CPU fan, apparently. There it is, right there. That, this one right here is labeled CPU fan, so let's toss this in there. I could actually should be able to take it off of this hold. put it right in. There we go. Perfect. I guess it would have been easier if I had put this in this way, because then it could have stayed in its clamp. It might have reached. I mean, if I can figure out how to undo this, then we can just take that out. Yep, okay. So you just gotta turn it to undo it. Which is easier than it sounds. I don't know how I did the first one so easily. There we go. Guess we'll just use my nails to turn this easier. There we go. Okay. So let's. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it definitely did its own thing for putting itself on. This might be interesting to see. Actually, the little stuff that was on the bottom of it that I was mentioning, yeah, it splattered itself all over the top of the CPU. So that's good. You know, I'm starting to think I shouldn't have moved it, actually. Because turns out it isn't long enough to reach there. So where I had it originally was where it should have been. Well, it's not that bad. Oh god. Okay, so I think all of those are in again. And let's put this back in where I had it. Turns out I shouldn't have second guessed myself, because I did it right the first time. Okay, so let's check the bottom. Yep, they're all in. And apparently there's gooey stuff all over my CPU. That's nice. Okay. We're good on that. That was part one. Doing the CPU. But now, we have to figure out how to do the rest. That was only the first part. So the next thing I know we're supposed to do is if we had our video cards, I mean our RAM, which I bought 2 4-gig sticks of RAM, they would go right here, right in these 2 slots. So I know how to put these in, but unfortunately we haven't gotten those yet in the mail. So for now, we won't worry about that. So I guess I'll stop this again, and I'll unpause it when I figure out the next part. Because that's how I've been working this so far, I guess, is pausing it and unpausing it when we get to the next thing. So it'll be like an instant change and shiz. It'll be interesting, I guess. So, but this will still be part of the second video, all fused together. Yeah. Okay, I am back again. I'm gonna, since I wasn't exactly sure on what to do with everything else, I'm gonna put the motherboard in, hopefully. So let's move this down. guess we'll move this around. Okay, I think that should be pretty good. I'm gonna put the motherboard in, hopefully. There's a lot of cords here. I mentioned the cords earlier, but I never actually took them apart. Let's see if we can get this. So it should go right on those four. Okay. What kind of gonna need let's see. Nope. Good thing I have an entire toolkit here. Too big. Just right. That's not what I meant to. Wow, that was not good. I dropped the phone, and it yeah, it did a lot. Definitely fell. I wish my lights were working. Yeah, my bottom set of lights aren't working, so I can't actually put the light on this specific area. I really need to tell the school's maintenance people about that, because my bulbs are probably just dead and old. Drop the screw back here, trying to get that real quick. There we go, got it. Drop one of these. I don't know why they decided to put all these cords in between this crack and shiz, but I'm just gonna take all these and move them real quick. Don't want them in my way later. Or at least don't want them in the way while I'm trying to plug in the hard drive, I mean the motherboard. Let's continue with our unscrewing of all these things, bolts and shiz. Oh, wait a second, maybe, let me just check, because maybe those things are actually supposed to be on there. It's possible. No, okay, they're not. It doesn't actually fit through the thing unless you do it the other way. Okay, good to know. Just checking. Making sure we're not gonna ruin everything by taking these out. Unless I'm missing a piece of something, which I'm pretty sure I'm not, but it's possible. You know, I still feel like these are supposed to be on there. I mean, it's kind of weird that I'd be taking them off and that they were already there. Okay. How about this? Instead of taking all these off, although I've already taken off most of them, I'm going to put them back. I'm going to leave them on there because they were on there originally, which means they were there for a reason. They didn't come inside of a pack with the computer. They came already screwed into the computer. So I think they're where they're supposed to be, and I think they're supposed to be screwed in. And it's possible, because I guess it wouldn't make any sense if my motherboard was laying flat against the other metal piece. So I guess it makes sense that they were originally in there, possibly as like stands or something, for the motherboard to just sit on top of. I guess that would make more sense. So let's put these back, because also the screws at the bottom of them are pretty small, and I don't think they'd be able to fit through the motherboard and into this. So let's put them back. Let's assume that the motherboard is supposed to go on top of these, which also makes it make a little bit more sense why the cords were going through it as well. Well, no, the cords going through still don't make any sense. They were just in the way. Okay, so let's leave them there. Let's just try putting the motherboard on. Okay, so that does line up with that hole. I don't think they all do, but that one does. You know, they don't line up though. That's the weird part. Also, this isn't even against the back of the computer, which means, okay, so that one lines up there, that one lines up there, that lines up there, that's there. Okay, well, yeah, in that case it does make sense. It actually has these four corners here, and it does line up with the outside. Okay, we're good then. Okay, so I guess we'll just we'll put this on the outside, right? Frames for all meshes. Put this on the outside. Right like this. Is there like a specific way I'm supposed to put this on? Actually, maybe I'm supposed to put it on from the inside. Actually, edges of it, oh, wait, let's see if I can focus this. The edges of it are actually go out. So I think I am supposed to put that from the inside, not from the outside. So move this out of the way. Okay, and it lines up, whoops, it lines up with the outside. Now let's move the motherboard back in front of that. Ow, stabbing myself currently. Let's see. This piece. There we go. And now it's all over top of. Oh, wait. Now it's over top of that. Cool. So it's going through those braces, and it's over top of the things. Do I have any screws for this? Give me a second. I'm gonna look through my stuff, or look for a video, either one of those things. See if I have any screws for this, or if there's something specific I'm supposed to do right now. So see you in a bit. Okay, so I looked up a quick video, and I noticed that their side panel-y thing, it actually just snaps in. So the work that I put into the motherboard to push it there and keep it there was not necessary. Though there are some pieces that are rather sharp. At least they're snapped in. Don't know whether or not mine will. There we go. There we go. It actually snapped in. That makes life much easier. Cool. Okay. Well, now we still gotta figure out the motherboard stuff, so give me a second again, and I'll be back with the next step in this process. Okay, I'm back once again. I'm actually gonna move these two screws over here because that's the other locations of the holes for my motherboard. So it makes more sense to move them there. And also the screws I was talking about that I said my computer didn't come with. Yeah, I found those screws. Well, actually, no. I don't remember. Oh, yeah. Remember the box that was in the side of, the brown box that was in the side of the computer when we opened it? Yeah, that box I actually already showed you. It had the screws in it. Somehow I already forgot. Yeah, I'm just silly. It's all good though. So I'll just grab the screws out of there. And we can screw in our motherboard. Well, not our motherboard, my motherboard. Talking about it as if this is a tutorial of some sort or something. Or like, I don't know. Just being weird about it. Actually, now that I think about it, there's probably, I could probably move that one. No, actually there isn't one in between there. Okay. But there is this one there. Actually, that's farther back. This one's farther back on my motherboard. It's actually right here instead. This one actually goes right here instead. So the bottom right corner of my motherboard, I actually don't think it'll be screwed in. because this screw right here, you can't see it, but there's a screw over here. I don't think it'll be screwed into my motherboard because my motherboard isn't that big. So let's move this out of the way. Oh, freaking my middle finger started bleeding. Let's see if I can focus that real quick. No, I can't focus it, sorry. But yeah, my middle finger started bleeding right where that red mark is. Kind of hurt, just because I kept handling this incorrectly, because that was before I realized that I could just snap it in. I kept trying to hold the spiky edges of it to hold it in place. Turns out I could just push it right in. But yeah, it did cut me up a little. But I'm all good, so don't worry. I don't like all these metal snapping sounds because it makes it sound like I broke it. And I don't like the idea that I could have broken it already. Okay, so all those are in place. It's that box that I was talking about. So let's open that up real quick. I guess we'll just dump its contents onto the bed in its own little area. Oh, actually, there is some directions for the actual desktop. I mean, the case. Would have been nice. Good idea to open these up and look at them. Oh, okay, it tells me where like everything is, man. It's freaking crazy. It's gonna be so useful later. Okay, so let's just see real quick. Wait, I think I dropped something. Yep, I dropped the screws. That's not good. Forgot I had my water down there on the floor. Pretty cool. Okay, so just looked at all the shoes on my in that little instruction booklet. Basically, it just tells you what all the parts are, what parts can come apart, which apparently a lot of this can come apart for various reasons. Yeah, just told me a bunch of stuff about things. But all that was really important is that I grab these little screws so I can screw in my motherboard. So how many screws are there that we'll need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only 6? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. We just need 6. Okay, so I got them all to the side of my computer real quick. Just toss everything else back in this small little bag. Just make sure that we don't lose any of it. And now we'll be switching our bit heads, our screw head, for a Phillips, because that's what's on the little tiny screws that we just got. And now we can screw in our motherboard. can't see, yeah, you guys can see. But you can see my hand moving over and over again. I guess you can somewhat see the screwdriver. This is not that important that you see the screwing in the motherboard. So, I guess I should, however, do at least a little bit more commentary. Although I guess I have been already. But yeah, I should do a little bit more commentary just so that you guys aren't bored and such. Oh, hey, it just so happens that there is enough space for those cords to go there. And I did remove them for no reason. And the computer did have their shiz right. I am sorry, computer people, for messing with your shiz. Although you already had it set up for me. And I just decided to doubt you. I'm sorry, there is enough space for your shiz to go where you had it originally. So I'll put it back. Although, that's a lot more work to put it back. Especially since I've already put my motherboard in the way. Crap. Well, I've already screwed in 3 screws, so I guess I can unscrew those 3 screws so I can put that back. Wow, there's a lot of me doing things and undoing them. Just because I keep doing things wrong. But then again, it's my first time, so I should expect to do things wrong. Kind of comes with the thing of it being the first time. It actually freaking, when I was watching the video on some shiz, turns out, or the one that the guy had, his motherboard actually had a Bluetooth module, which is pretty cool. I mean, I guess it would have been cool if I had gotten that, but I don't necessarily need it, so I guess I don't have it. But I hadn't even thought about the fact that that was an option. That is still pretty cool though, so if I had thought about it, I probably would have tried getting a Bluetooth module on my motherboard. Because, I mean, it's pretty fucking cool. Bluetooth on my CPU, on my desktop. Because desktops usually don't have Bluetooth. But Bluetooth on my desktop is fucking cool as hell. Like, yeah, man, so I even got Bluetooth on this shit. I just say that to peeps. I gotta like tell peeps how I built my computer. I got Bluetooth on here. I got like crazy good specs and shiz. Like tell them all the shiz that they wouldn't even understand because they were a computer before, or just because they don't know anything about computers. Like I did not and still do not. Okay, they may be more troubled than they were originally when they had it in, but at least I put it back. Okay, so let's put on our motherboard again, which I guess there was no need for me to say again, being that's more repetitive, seeing as how I just said there. So now it's in place. Let's put these screws back in. I don't think that went in. It's kind of a little bit out of place, actually. Not exactly where it should be. I feel like I should try moving it over a little bit more. No, because that side, the top side's really what kind of isn't in place completely. There we go. I kind of forced it over. Well, actually, apparently I'll have to continue to force it over. There we go. I don't feel like that one's actually in. I feel like it's like kind of over the gap, but mostly not. But I guess shouldn't be too much of a problem. Something fell off the side of my bed. This specific one worries me a little because it's not like going in completely, or at least not like in the exact right location. Actually, it seems a bit bigger than the others when I look at the others. Now that I think about it, it might not even be the right screw. Ooh, and now it's kind of stuck. Yeah, this one screw all the way in the back here, I don't think it's the right screw, and I think it's kind of stuck now because it's bigger than the others, which I didn't notice originally. So it makes sense why it wasn't going in. It actually is so bad that it pulled out the pulled it out from the base. The stands that are in the base of the computer, these little yellow ones, yeah, it actually pulled that out, which is kind of annoying, which is why it won't come out of my motherboard now, because it's stuck inside one of those stands. It's like as it stands, the only way I'd be able to get this out is if I like held the stand at the bottom, which is really annoying. Wow, one freaking screw, ruining everything already. I just started, man. Screw, why'd you have to screw me over? God dang it, all these puns, man. Pun mastery to the absolute max. Okay, so I guess for now, until I get that screw out, I'll pause the video. I'll come back when I have it out, because I don't want to sit here for like 10 minutes trying to get one screw out. So I shall see you in a bit. Okay, there we go, completely screwed in. Turns out the one screw back here was a completely different screw, and it was stuck, and I spent about 30 minutes trying to fix it and getting the thing unscrewed. I ended up having to take out the entire motherboard again and unscrewing everything, and then I was still stuck with that one on there, and the stand at the bottom of it was still stuck on there because I couldn't turn it back, and I had to find out a way to hold it. Tried holding it with my teeth, didn't work out. My roommate just happened to have a full kit of stuff, so he was very helpful. He found a piece that fit around the end of it, even with the screw on, and he helped me screw it off. Unfortunately, during the process, we somehow lost one of the bits. So, that's annoying. Not mine, hit one of his, so it's annoying. But yeah, finally got that screwed in. So I guess I'll continue with the video to find out what the next step is. Okay, once again we are in a different position of the camera because this time around we are going to be installing my battery. Or at least the next step of the video that I'm currently watching tells me that that's what we're doing. He said some interesting little dots down there. Apparently it should go right here because it has the intake fan. So, and there's enough stands on this that it'll actually be able to plug in from there. Also, the giant hole is here for specifically the power switch and the plug. So, yeah. Battery going down there. Let's see about putting that. 9:51, not that bad. Doing pretty good on time. By that I mean I have time tonight, just in general, because we have already been doing this for a while. Let's see. If that goes there. It's kind of like snapped into place immediately. I feel like it's actually supposed to be right here. Oh, there's a little green framey thing that it went into. I hadn't even realized, but yeah, it snaps into place there. So I guess I'll go over here to this side. And from here, we shall screw in the screws in the corners of this. Right there, 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 and there. Hopefully our computer still has more screws. Yep, they gave us plenty of screws for all of our needs. Not sure which specific screw is supposed to go where, so I guess that's what the computer manual is for. So give me a second and I'll check that out real quick. Okay, so remember that one screw that I used that was completely wrong and not supposed to be used for what I used it for? Yeah, apparently that screw, there are specifically 3 of them. And, oh no, never mind, there's 4 of them. But yeah, their purpose is actually for my power supply. So I just so happen to use my motherboard screws on my power supply. That is a bad idea. And completely understandable why it freaking destroyed everything now. But we're past that. So let's finish putting the rest of these screws away back into this bag so we don't lose them. No! Ah, it went my shoe! It fell out of the bag, it went my shoe. Okay, there we go, got it. And now, let's grab our Phillips head again. Oop. And let's screw these in. You know what? Let's start with the bottom one because I feel like I'm already doing this wrong. Also, the camera isn't actually facing my hand now that I realize that. It's not very much light over here, is there? Let's do this. Okay, so let's push this back. Let's screw these in. These guys were specifically, I used one of these on accident on my motherboard, these guys are actually specifically for the power source, so it makes sense why it freaking destroyed everything. They're too big for my motherboard. Yep, they fit nicely on here. I feel like I didn't put that in completely, but then I also feel like the case actually prevented it from doing so. So I guess maybe it's not supposed to go in completely on that one. Last but not least is this guy. Actually, that one's not going in right. I did yeah, I did. It's kind of refusing to go in completely, being all weird and shiz. Silly screw, stop screwing me over. Wonder why that one's being so difficult. Strange. Let's turn this way. Yeah, see, problem is, it's not even going in the full way before it just stops.